You might find it hard to believe, but there are certain cooked vegetables, very familiar ones, perhaps already sitting in your fridge, that can quietly protect and even repair your eyes while you sleep. Not expensive pills, not complicated procedures, but humble, easy-to-cook dishes packed with nutritional power that science has already proven. If you're over 60 and living in the US, you've probably experienced moments like these driving home at night. The headlights from oncoming cars blur your vision. Reading the morning paper when the letters suddenly turn fuzzy, forcing you to lean in and squint. Or when your grandchild walks into the room and it takes you a few seconds to recognize that familiar smile. These situations aren't just inconvenient, they can make you feel less confident and limit your freedom and joy in life. This is not your fault. Just like any other part of the body, the eyes age over time. But aging doesn't mean helplessness. The body, including the eyes, still has the ability to repair itself when supported the right way at the right time. Today, I want to share with you 4 cooked vegetables, from the hero most people already know to the quiet contender that may have the most powerful impact. These foods not only supply the nutrients your eyes need, but also activate the natural repair process during your sleep, helping you maintain and even improve your vision. I'm Dr. David Grant, and I've spent more than 30 years working alongside seniors in the US, seeing firsthand how small changes in meals can protect and even improve vision. This channel exists to share nutrition and lifestyle solutions that are science-based, yet simple, practical, and easy to fit into your daily life. If you want to learn natural ways to care for your eyes, heart, brain, and overall health, hit subscribe so we can explore new tips together each week. Clear, doable, and effective. Vegetable number 1, red bell pepper. Remember, what I'm about to share isn't distant theory. It's made up of familiar choices you might already have in your kitchen. And the first vegetable I want you to pay attention to is the red bell pepper, a quiet hero packed with power for your eyes. What makes red bell peppers special is their rare combination of abundant vitamin C and powerful carotenoids, such as capsaicin, zeaxanthin, and a small amount of beta-carotene. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant that protects the tiny but vital capillaries in the eyes. These capillaries are like microscopic pipelines that deliver oxygen and nutrients to the retina lens and other eye tissues. When they are damaged by free radicals or age, their ability to nourish the eyes declines, leading to a range of vision problems. Vitamin C not only helps prevent this, but also supports the body in producing collagen, the foundational protein that maintains corneal strength and the elasticity of connective tissue in the eyes. But that's not all. Carotenoids like capsaicin and zeaxanthin act like natural sunglasses inside your eyes. They are concentrated in the macula, the central part of the retina responsible for sharp detail reading, small print recognizing faces and distinguishing colors. By filtering harmful blue light and absorbing some UV rays, these compounds reduce eye strain, glare, and are especially helpful for those who feel discomfort driving at night or going out under bright sunlight. Interestingly, red bell peppers contain more vitamin C than citrus fruits, but this vitamin is highly sensitive to heat. That's why cooking methods matter. Many people think eating them raw preserves more vitamins, but for seniors, raw bell peppers can cause digestive discomfort, especially for sensitive stomachs. Plus, carotenoids in red bell peppers are fat-soluble, meaning if you eat them raw without healthy fat, your body won't absorb their full benefits. This is why I often recommend lightly cooking them at moderate heat for a short time, and always pairing them with a small amount of healthy fat, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or a bit of unsalted butter. You can slice the peppers thin or dice them into small cubes. Stir-fry quickly for 2 to 3 minutes with olive oil and a bit of minced garlic, or steam them lightly until they're soft, but still vibrant red. This not only helps break down plant cell walls to release carotenoids, but also preserves much of the vitamin C. For a flavor twist, you can quickly roast red bell peppers, drizzle with olive oil, and sprinkle a little black pepper, delicious and nutrient-rich. Timing matters too. I often advise patients to include red bell peppers at dinner, as that's when the body begins preparing for cell repair and regeneration during sleep. When you're in deep sleep, your eyes are not exposed to continuous light, and tissue repair and protein synthesis are more active. I vividly remember Linda, a 68-year-old from Texas, who came to me with dry red eyes every morning, despite trying various eye drops that only offered temporary relief. I suggested she add red bell peppers to her dinner at least 3 times a week, cooked simply with olive oil and a little garlic. At first she was skeptical, but after about 5 weeks, she returned with a bright smile. In the mornings, I no longer feel like there's sand in my eyes, and everything seems clearer. Her story reinforced my belief that small, consistent changes can create big results, especially when we do them right. Pairing red bell peppers with other vegetables rich in lutein and zeaxanthin can create a powerful synergy. And that brings us to our next vegetable. A tender green leaf packed with strength, often called the green blood, that nourishes your eyes from within: spinach. Vegetable number 2, spinach. You may have seen spinach in the supermarket, or perhaps even bought it to make a salad. But what you might not know is that it's one of the most nutrient-rich leafy greens for your eyes, especially once we're over 60 and start noticing that things aren't quite as clear as they used to be. Spinach contains 2 main characters I want you to remember: lutein and zeaxanthin. These are special carotenoids concentrated in the macula, the central part of the retina, that determines whether you can see fine details, read small print, or distinguish colors well. As we age, the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in the eyes decline, the shield protecting the macula weakens, and blue light from phone or computer screens, as well as UV rays from sunlight, can cause harm faster than you think. I've seen many people whose macular degeneration progressed more rapidly, simply because they were deficient in these 2 compounds, a condition that once advanced is very difficult to reverse. But spinach doesn't just provide lutein and zeaxanthin. It also contains vitamin K and folate nutrients that keep blood flowing smoothly and maintain the health of the tiny blood vessels in the eyes. Vitamin K strengthens the vessel walls, while folate helps the body create new cells and lowers homocysteine levels, an amino acid that in excess can damage the eye's blood vessels. As you can see, one vegetable can provide multiple layers of protection. You might be wondering, is it better to eat it raw? In fact, like many leafy greens, spinach contains oxalates compounds that can interfere with mineral absorption and cause digestive discomfort for some people. Eating it raw in large amounts can upset your stomach. That's why I usually recommend lightly cooking it, steaming or blanching for just 1-2 minutes. This helps reduce oxalates, softens the leaves, makes them easier to digest, and still preserves most of the lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin K, and folate. And remember, add a bit of healthy fat, olive oil, avocado oil, or some crushed almonds to help your body better absorb these carotenoids, since they're fat-soluble. One of my favorite preparation methods to suggest to patients is to lightly sauté spinach with minced garlic in extra virgin olive oil. In just a few minutes, you have a fragrant, tender, vibrant green dish that pairs beautifully with soft brown rice or savory oatmeal for dinner. You can also add blanched spinach to cream soups, or toss it into pasta to boost both flavor and nutrition. Why do I emphasize eating it at dinner? Because that's when the body prepares to enter its rest and repair phase. Your eyes are no longer constantly focusing like they do during the day, and the nutrients from spinach can be delivered to the macula to reinforce its protective shield and reduce oxidative damage. I often compare eating spinach at night to giving the repair crew a fresh supply of fuel right before their night shift begins. I remember Evelyn, a 74-year-old from California. She told me she was struggling to read books at night. Letters would blur, and when she went outside in the evening car, headlights distorted her vision, making her uncomfortable. Reviewing her diet, I found she hardly ate any dark, leafy greens. I suggested she try adding steamed or lightly sautéed spinach to her dinner at least 4 times a week. About 2 months later, she returned, saying I can read at night much more easily now without needing the lights so bright. And going out at night doesn't cause as much glare. It wasn't magic, but it was clearly a worthwhile change that made her feel more confident and in control. And if you like spinach for its high lutein and zeaxanthin content, you'll be even more interested to know there's another green vegetable just as rich in these nutrients, but with the added bonus of strong anti-inflammatory power, a hidden factor that silently destroys vision over time. That vegetable is broccoli, and I'll explain why it deserves a place in your dinner. Vegetable number 3, broccoli. If spinach is a gentle shield protecting your macula, then broccoli is like a determined warrior quietly clearing away harmful agents from inside your eyes. You might think inflammation only happens in the joints or skin, but in reality, the inside of our eyes can also experience chronic inflammation. The problem is that the eyes don't speak up right away. They silently endure it. Over time, persistent inflammation weakens tiny blood vessels, damages retinal cells, and gradually reduces vision, often without us realizing it, until reading night driving or recognizing fine details becomes difficult. In the US, I've met many patients who lost central vision simply due to prolonged inflammation and macular degeneration that they hadn't noticed. Broccoli is one of the few vegetables that provides both antioxidants and natural anti-inflammatory compounds. In addition to lutein and zeaxanthin, it's rich in sulforaphane, an active compound that switches on the body's protective enzymes, reduces oxidative stress, and limits micro-damage in the eyes. Studies in the US have shown that diets high in sulforaphane can lower the risk of macular degeneration progression and help maintain retinal function with age. Like spinach, the lutein and zeaxanthin in broccoli are fat-soluble. So if you just eat it raw or steamed without adding a bit of healthy fat, your body won't absorb all of it. I usually recommend steaming broccoli until just tender when the green is vibrant and the aroma begins to release, then drizzling with extra virgin olive oil or sprinkling with a little Parmesan cheese. One important tip: overcooking broccoli causes a significant loss of vitamin C and antioxidants. That's why you should steam it for just 3 to 5 minutes, or stir-fry it briefly, keeping the stems slightly crisp and the florets bright. Seniors often prefer softer textures, but I've found that when broccoli is cooked until mushy, not only are the nutrients diminished, but the taste becomes bland and unappealing. I recall Gloria, a 71-year-old from Oregon, who told me that reading the morning paper was getting harder. Words seemed to slide off the page, and she had to squint to see clearly. After examining her, I realized her central vision was starting to decline, but there was still a chance to slow the process. I suggested adding half a cup of steamed broccoli to her dinner 3 to 4 times a week, along with a bit of olive oil and some roasted pumpkin seeds. 6 weeks later, she came back and said, "I haven't returned to reading novels yet, but at least reading letters doesn't tire my eyes like before." Her words made me smile because I knew I hadn't just helped her vision, but also given her back a small part of her daily joy. As you can see, improving vision doesn't always require complicated measures. Sometimes, a small habit like adding broccoli to your dinner regularly is enough to make a noticeable difference over time. And I believe that if you combine broccoli with other carotenoid-rich vegetables, the eye-protecting effect will be even stronger. What I want you to remember is that reducing inflammation inside the eyes not only helps preserve your current vision, but also lowers the risk of serious complications like central vision loss or visual distortion. In our modern world, where our eyes are constantly exposed to intense light and harmful agents, maintaining them with food is absolutely essential. And when it comes to maintaining vision, it would be incomplete to leave out a familiar vegetable you've probably heard about since childhood, the one tied to the saying, "Eat it to see better," which actually has real science behind it. That's carrots, the root vegetable that improves night vision and supports a healthy cornea. Let me tell you why, despite its simplicity, carrots still deserve a regular spot on your dinner plate. Vegetable number 4, carrots. Carrots are a vegetable you and I have probably both been familiar with since childhood. I still remember my mother telling me, "Eat carrots, so your eyes will be bright." And at the time I thought it was just something she said to get me to eat vegetables. But it turns out that saying has clear scientific backing, especially when it comes to improving vision in low-light conditions and supporting corneal health. The strength of carrots lies in their high beta-carotene content. This is a precursor form of vitamin A, which your body converts into vitamin A as needed. Vitamin A plays a critical role in producing rhodopsin, a protein found in the rod cells of the retina, responsible for helping the eyes see clearly in the dark. Without enough vitamin A, rhodopsin production is disrupted, leading to difficulty seeing at night, glare while driving after dark, and even dry eyes. Vitamin A also helps maintain a healthy corneal surface. The cornea is like the window of the eye. If it becomes dry or damaged, your vision can be significantly affected. This is why many older adults often complain of a gritty burning sensation or the feeling of having sand in their eyes in the morning. Getting enough vitamin A through food such as carrots is a natural way to help the cornea and tear glands function better. However, here's something many people overlook: eating raw carrots doesn't provide optimal benefits, especially for seniors. Beta-carotene is fat-soluble, and when carrots are raw, these molecules are locked inside the tough plant cell walls. Only when they are lightly cooked do those cell walls break down, releasing beta-carotene. And if a small amount of healthy fat is added at that moment, the body can absorb it much more effectively. I often advise patients to slice carrots into rounds or bite-sized pieces, then steam or lightly sauté them with olive oil, avocado oil, or even a little unsalted butter. This makes the dish more enjoyable while boosting its nutritional effectiveness. Timing is also important. When you include carrots in your dinner, your body absorbs and converts beta-carotene into vitamin A right as you enter sleep, the period when your eyes are no longer exposed to constant light and can focus on repair. This is the golden window for delivering nutrients to the retina, helping regenerate rhodopsin and preparing your eyes for a fresh shift the next morning. I remember Harold, a 72-year-old from Ohio, who came to me frustrated because he no longer felt confident driving at night. Oncoming headlights caused glare, and house numbers blurred as if behind a fog. I suggested he try adding roasted or steamed carrots to his dinner 3 times a week, along with a little olive oil and sea salt. 6 weeks later, he returned with a big smile, saying, "Last night I drove to my daughter's house without straining to see the road. The street signs and numbers were so much clearer." Hearing that, I knew he had regained a part of his independence. If you stay consistent, the benefits will accumulate. Each dinner with lightly cooked carrots and healthy fats is like sending a small shipment of building materials to your eye repair project. Over time, that structure becomes stronger and more resilient. And here's the wonderful part. Carrots pair beautifully with the vegetables we've just discussed: red bell peppers, spinach, and broccoli. Each one brings its own strength. Bell peppers protect the eye's blood vessels. Spinach reinforces the macula. Broccoli reduces inflammation, and carrots support night vision. When you combine all four into a single evening dish, their effects don't just add up, they amplify each other. That's exactly why I want to share with you my evening vegetable bowl recipe, a dish I've recommended to many patients to help them care for their eyes in a gentle but powerful way. You see, each vegetable we've just talked about has its own unique strength for eye health. But the best part is that when combined, they form a team that complements one another, allowing nutrients to be absorbed more efficiently and providing even stronger vision protection. This one-bowl evening dish is a simple way to bring all four into a single meal. The ingredients are easy to prepare: half a red bell pepper, half a medium carrot, a handful of broccoli florets, and a handful of washed spinach leaves. You'll also need 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and a little low-sodium broth or water. Start by warming the oil in a skillet or deep pan. Add the bell pepper and carrot and sauté lightly for about 3 minutes until they soften and release their aroma. Next, add the broccoli drizzle in a few tablespoons of broth, cover and steam for about 3 minutes. Finally, add the spinach, stirring quickly until the leaves are just wilted but still a vibrant green. Season with a pinch of sea salt, and if you like, squeeze in a few drops of lemon juice to boost flavor and add extra vitamin C. The whole process takes only about 8 to 10 minutes. This dish is rich in vitamin C, lutein, zeaxanthin, beta-carotene, vitamin K, folate, and anti-inflammatory compounds, all essential for nourishing and protecting the eyes, especially when eaten in the evening, as the body begins its nightly repair phase. You can enjoy it as a steaming bowl of vegetables, pair it with savory oatmeal or soft brown rice, or even blend it into a creamy soup for easier swallowing. The most important thing is not a complicated recipe, it's consistency. Just 3 to 4 times a week, you're sending your body the message: I'm still caring for you. I'm still helping you heal. And now, before we wrap up, I want to share a heartfelt message, something I always say to those who have trusted and journeyed with me in caring for their vision. If you've listened this far, I truly want to thank you. It shows that you still care about your eyes, that you still want to do something to protect your vision, even if age has made things a little less clear than before. Vision loss is part of aging, but it doesn't mean we are powerless. The body, including the eyes, will always respond to care if you give it the chance. Maybe you've tried many things: supplements, eye drops, or complex treatments. But sometimes it's the small, consistent habits that make the biggest difference over time. A simple dinner with red bell pepper, spinach, broccoli, and carrots can provide all the nutrients your eyes need for protection and repair, especially when you keep it regular. And more importantly, each time you do this, you're reminding yourself, I'm still here. I'm still taking care of these eyes. Remember, caring for your eyes isn't just about trying to get back what's been lost. It's about protecting what you still have. Evenings when you can clearly see your grandchild smile, read a few pages of your favorite book, or drive home confidently in the dark. These are moments worth preserving. So I want you to do 3 small things today. First, if you found this video helpful, click like so I know you're with me. Second, subscribe, so each week we can discover more natural, gentle ways to care for your health together. Third, share this video with a loved one or friend, especially anyone struggling with their vision. And please leave a comment of the 4 vegetables we talked about today. Which will you try first this week? Your story might inspire someone else. Just remember, you are never too late. Your body is still listening, and every meal you prepare today could be the most precious gift you give to your eyes.